Good morning, students. Our next lecture is about the poem. The name of the poem is My Mother at 66. As the title tells itself, it's self explanatory. My mother at 66, that means the poet talks about her mother when she had turned 66 years old. It's a poem that has been written by Kamla Das. Let's go through the poet. Kamla Das, she was born in the year 1934 and survived up to 2009. She has written under the pen name Madhvi Kuti. She has written in the languages English and Malayalam. As far as this poem is concerned, she has touched upon the themes of aging. We know that our parents that become old, and when they become old, the children may not live with our parents, they may not live with the parents. Now generally the parents, they had their own expectation from their children. They want that their children should live with them. They want that their children should inquire about their health. They want that they could stay together, but it never happens, as this is a materialistic world now. The children, they want to move ahead and survive in different eras. Therefore they have to move out of their homes, maybe to different countries, maybe to different destinations, and they are unable to stay along. As far as the poet is concerned, she has published many novels and short stories in English and Malayalam under the name Madhvi Kuti. Her works are known for the originality, versatility, and the indigenous flavor of the soil. She is a very bold writer as far as her works are concerned. She has written Alphabet of Lust, one of the books, Padmavati the Halt, and other stories. Then she has written Summer in Calcutta, The Descendants, The Old Playhouse, and other poems. The Anamalai poems, Only the Soul Knows How to Sing. Therefore, that means she has written so many books, and she is a very famous Indian writer, and she is known for her bold work, especially she has written in the field of love and lust. In this poem, especially the poetess Kamla Das, she has touched upon complex subtleties of human nature. She has talked about her mother, and this poem is based on mother-daughter relation, and the poet shares her feeling for her mother. She touches upon the theme of advancing age and the fear that adheres to its loss and separation. It's a sentimental account. Account of whom? Of the mother's approaching end through the eyes of the daughter. The seemingly short poem touches upon the theme of filial bond between the mother and daughter, smeared in the backdrop of nostalgia and fear. Fear of what? Fear of losing the parents when they become too old. And the poetess, she had also fear that she would leave her mother, and her mother would not survive for a long time as she had turned very old. Now let's read the poem. The poem is very short poem. It has been written in a free verse. Let's read it out. Let's recite it. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me, dozed, open mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old she looked, but soon put that thought away and looked out at young trees sprinting, the married children spilling out of their homes. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her, wan pale as a late winter's moon, and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, "See you soon, Emma." All I did was smile and smile and smile. Let's read the poem again and try to find out the meaning. What meaning does it convey? First of all, let's come to the very first line. Driving from parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning. In the first stanza, we come to know that the poet Kamala Das, she was driving from her parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning. That was, the day was Friday. I saw my mother beside me. She saw her mother beside her. Beside her, that means nearby her. She was driving in a car and she was moving to the airport. Now, how her mother looked like? Doors open mouth. Her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away. Now she saw that her mother was feeling sleepy. Open mouth, her mouth was open. Her face that was just pale, like that of a corpse. Corpse is generally a dead body. And realized with pain that she was as old as she looked. And the poetess was very painful at the thought of realizing that her mother had turned very old. But he wanted to move away from that thought, and what did she do? I looked out at young trees sprinting. Generally, we see that when we move in a train, all the trees they keep on moving behind us at a very fast speed. That's why here the trees they have been said to be running. And at this place, the poetess make a comparison of her mother who has turned very old with the young trees. Trees were very young, green, full of energy, vitality, and they're moving. But on the other hand, mother, she has turned very old. Then she looked at the married children spilling out of their homes. Spilling is a word that is used for spilling of milk, coming out of the liquid. But here it has been used for married children. Married means happy children who are coming out of their homes, wanted to play. And at the same time, the poetess is making a comparison of her old pale mother with the happy children who are filled with energy, who are filled with vitality, and they're moving with happiness all around. And she has created those images in her mind because she wanted to move the thought, move the pain that her mother had turned old, and she thought that she would not survive for a long time. Maybe she would meet her for the last time. But after the airport security check, as she has reached airport after the security check, standing a few yards away. She is now standing a few yards away, again looking at her mother. I looked again at her, wan pale, very pale face, as a late winter's moon. Have you seen a late winter moon? The moon fades away. It is almost white, colorless. Here, the mother has been compared to a late winter's moon as the moon has lost its shine, its color, the same way mother has lost her young age. She has lost her vitality, energy. She has lost the shine, and she looked like a fading moon. And felt that old familiar ache. She felt that old familiar ache. Ache means pain that she used to feel when she was a child. A child is always very fearful. He had a fear that her mother would go away from her. The same thing happened with the poetess. At that time, she had a fear that she would lose her mother very soon. And with that thought, she was full of pain. But she wanted to hide her fear. But all I said was to hide her fear, she wanted to convey to her mother that she was living happily, therefore, to make her or reassure her what she said. See you soon, Amma. She said that she would soon her see her very soon, that in the coming days they would meet again. All I did was smile and smile and smile. There was a repetition of the word smile and smile just to hide her feeling of pain and separation, which she really was feeling at that moment. And she went away, but she was full of pain. She was full of pain that she would leave her mother. Her mother would not survive for a long time. She would be separated with all her feeling. She leaves her mother. This is a very short poem, but it touches the human relationship, especially the relationship of a daughter and a mother. That daughters, they move away from mothers and they are unable to take care of their mothers, as our custom is it that they had to leave the house of their parents and they had to live in the house of their in-laws or with their husbands. Now, I think the poem must be very clear to you, each and every meaning. Let's move to some of the literary devices this poem contains. I think this poem is very easy one. Let's start from the very few lines in the beginning. Like that of a corpse. There is one specialized word, like that of a corpse. Like if a comparison is being made, her face ashen like that of a corpse. Her mother's face has been compared to the paleness of a dead body. There is direct comparison, and when there is direct comparison between two dissimilar things, then it's a simile. Then it is a simile. Now let's move ahead. Trees sprinting. Have you seen trees moving, running? We never see, but it is just a thought. It is just a visual. Here, no doubt the poet has used the imagery, but main literary device here is personification. Personification is when the non-living things, they are portrayed as living beings. That means they can move, they can talk, they can speak. Then there is another literary device, the married children spilling out of their homes. Here the poet creates some kind of imagery. He creates an image of married children, happy children who are coming out of their homes. Now there is another, as a late winter's moon. Again she compares the face of a mother with that of late winter's moon, as or like. Again there is direct comparison, therefore it is a simile. Now come to certain words which have been repeated. There are two words. One is looked. Looked is repeated so many times. Looked is before trees sprinting, and I looked again. That is as a late winter's moon. Before that, there is again this word has been repeated. So there is repetition also. See you soon. See you soon. SS word sound is repeated. That's alliteration. Again, there is a repetition, smile and smile and smile. There is a repetition of words, smile and smile. Let's go through the next slide. Ashen like a corpse. It's a simile. As the late winter's moon, it's again a simile. Young trees sprinting, running, it's personification. Married children spilling, that's imagery. Then there is an other literary device, that is assonance. Assonance is use of vowel sounds OAE, like doze, open mouth, her face ashen like that of corpse. Imagery. When the poet says trees sprinting, married children spelling. Repetition. Repetition is repeated use of looked. The word is repeated again and again. Repetition, use the word smile. It has been repeated 3 times. As we go through the rhyme scheme, we come to know there is no perfect rhyme scheme here. The poem does not follow any rhyme scheme or rhythm. It has been written in 3 verse. Now there is a list of questions at the end which you have to do at home in your copy. I'm going to read them. Where was the poet driving to? I think it's very clear in the very first few lines. What did she notice while her mother sat beside her? When the mother was sitting beside her, sitting nearby her, what did she notice about her mother? Third one is, why was her mother's face like that of a corpse? Why did it look like a corpse, like a dead body? Next question is, what did the poet do then? I think there is one clear cut answer. Maybe wanted to hide her feelings, wanted to look somewhere else. Anyway, you will be able to answer it. How were the young trees sprinting? Were they really sprinting, or it was a visual that you have to write? Anyway, word is also given in the poem itself, in the book itself. What did she see the children doing? She had given an image of the children, what they were doing at that moment. Next question is, what did the poet do after the security check? Next is, why did the poet compare her mother's face to a late winter's moon? This is very important question, and sometimes it is being asked in the examination also. Last one is, what is her childhood fear? Anyway, this poem is very interesting poem. It's a really moving poem also, because when we read this poem, we always come to remember what would happen to our parents when we will grow up. But I think you will take care of your parents. You know that they are very important for us. They are our motivators, they are our guides, and definitely when they will become old, we have to take care of them. Anyway, you must do all these questions in your copy. I will also send you a worksheet with multiple choice questions which you have to do in your copy. Please do all that work which is being assigned to you in your copy, and I can ask any one of the student to upload the answers, the pages of the copy, and send those pages to me through WhatsApp group. Anyway, goodbye to each and everyone. I hope you must have come to understand about the poem. If there are still doubts, you can ask me. Thank you.